Let me tell you the strange story of the disappearance of Thomas Severn. This story is a fascinating mystery that, because it happened during the closing months of World War I, attracted less attention and less interest than it warranted. Simply put, Thomas Severn went down Mapperley Mine, Derbyshire, UK, to work his shift and was never seen again. Thomas Severn was the under-manager at Mapperley Colliery, near Ilkeston in Derbyshire. He came from a long line of coal miners and had had a long career in mining. He was 43 years old, recently remarried after being widowed, and had 5 children, one of whom worked at Mapperley Colliery as a face worker. At 6 a.m. on Wednesday, the 5th of June, 1918, he clocked on for the morning shift. He was seen below ground, going about his normal work, and the last sighting of him was at about 12:15, when he was seen by a group of miners, including his son, to enter an airway passage ahead of them, which led in the direction of old workings not currently in use. At the end of the shift at 2 p.m., he did not surface, and he was never seen or heard of again. His lunchbox was where he always left it at the pit bottom. His lamp and stick were never found, and his check and lamp tallies were still on the boards. The alarm was raised, and 50 men from the afternoon shift were set to search. The Ilkeston Mines rescue team with breathing apparatus were called in that same afternoon, and even dogs were apparently used without success. Further searches involving whole shifts over the next 3 days had no result, and eventually work was resumed. Some people thought that Thomas had returned to the surface unseen, perhaps in disguise, and had deliberately gone away, perhaps emigrated. Others thought he had met with an accident and was lying under a roof fall. All these were removed, but nothing was found. A deliberate disappearance was highly unlikely. He was said to have been happy and to have been singing when last seen, a song he planned to perform the following evening in a concert at the local pub. It would have needed planning in detail. He was in his pit clothes and had no money with him. The only valuable thing he had with him, which he could have sold, was a watch. Although he would not have been as dirty as a face worker, he would still have been pretty grubby at the end of a shift. He had been a miner all his working life, and he had lived in that area all his life. How could he have earned a living elsewhere? There was a war won, and workers were under a lot of controls. The bottom of a working coal mine was in any case the last place to choose if you wished to run away. How would he have got out? Had he returned via the cage, he would have been noticed by the onsetter or the banksman, who would have known him well and noticed his movements. They were all very alert to the doings of management. It is unlikely he could have disguised himself well enough to go unnoticed, and what did he do with his lamp and his stick? This latter was a mark of managerial status.